Hello guys, this is Alex from Academic Solutions. Today I want to clarify a little bit the regular verbs into the past tense, specifically in pronunciation. I'm doing this because I have seen most of my students have the same issues with these verbs when it comes to speak with them. Okay, so as you already see in my screen, I have divided them into 4 different groups. The first group, as you see it, the verbs end with the sound T, the letter T or the sound T. Even though some of them end with the vowel E, for example, date and waste, still the final sound is T. Date, waste, want, repeat, visit, date, waste, point, wait. All these verbs sound with the letter T at the end in present. The second group are verbs that end with the letter D, with the consonant D. So we have intend, need, end, add. The third group and the fourth group, I can say that they are the same because they end with different consonants or vowels in some cases. I want to concentrate in the first 2 groups because they have a specific sound when they are put into the past tense. So I am going to concentrate in the verbs that end with T, D, or the sound of D, as for example, TE, that sounds like a T, the sound of T at the end. So you already know that all the verbs that are regular when they are in the past tense, they have the letters ED at the end, right? So if a verb already ends with the letter E, for example, if we see this verb date and the verb waste, the verb erase, the verb dance, the verb practice, arrive, love, all these verbs already end with the letter E, the vowel E. Therefore, we just add the consonant D to them. So, if we would like to say, like, if we would want to put these verbs in the past tense, they will be, these ones will be like one, like this. I'm gonna write them first. So here they are. What happens when we pronounce them? They sound the letter E and the D. They have to make the sound. So this will sound like wanted, repeated, visited, dated, wasted, pointed, waited. So if we do present and past, will sound like want, wanted, repeat, repeated, visit, visited, date, dated, waste, wasted, point, pointed, wait, waited. So the second group, the letter ED is again added. So it will be in, ten, like that. So they will sound intended, needed, ended, added. So if we pronounce present and past, they will sound like intend, intended, need, needed, end, ended, add, added. Let's go to the third and fourth group. So it will happen the same, right? We always add the letters ED at the end. Yes, all of them have the letter ED at the end. So listen to the sound of the verbs. Cooked, finished, erased, walked, helped, pushed, danced, practiced. You hear at the end the sound of the letter T. It sounds like a T at the end. We don't pronounce the vowel E in these cases. Cooked. We don't say cooked, we say cooked. Finished. No, we said finished. Erase, erased. Walk, walked. Help, helped. Push, pushed. Dance, danced. Practice, practiced. Now, let's go for the last part. Sorry. So what we're seeing in this part is the same. Arrived, considered, loved, learned, listened, played, showed. These verbs, the sound it's much softer compared to the third group. So the sound it's like the D, but still we don't pronounce the vowel E. In these cases, we don't pronounce this vowel. So I'm going to use a different color. It's a blue. We don't pronounce it. What happens is that when we make the sound of two consonants, they become one sound of one consonant. For example, the letter K with the letter D, when you join the two sounds together, they will sound like a T. So like cooked, 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 finished, 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 erased. Everything is like a T. While on the bottom ones, arrived, considered, it sounds like a D. Loved, it's much softer compared to the third group. So with this in hand, what I want to say is that only the verbs that end with the letter T or the sound T or the letter D, we will pronounce the ED as in the first two groups. Wanted, repeated, intended, needed, added, ended, pointed, wasted, dated. But the rest of the verbs, they will sound as normal, as just omitting the sound of the letter E at all times, okay? That's why you have to take into account when you are speaking, specifically in the past tense. So for saying like we're going to use the verb, let's say we're going to use the verb like, for example, like, yes? So like, because the verb sounds like, when it's in past will be liked, liked, as these ones in this group over here, you see? And what about if we take a different verb that, let's say, ends with the letter T? For example, let's say expect. For example, expect. This has the letter T at the end. So when we add the ED, it will sound like expected to the past. Liked, expected. Okay, this was all about. I hope you guys like it, and I hope I clarified some of the doubts that people have with the pronunciation of these verbs into the past tense and English. Thank you for your time. So I hope to see you soon. All right. Bye. Take care.